I recently purchased the Milescraft Pocket Jig 400. As the thumbnail suggests, there are some very weird and poor design choices or mistakes. Since I'm not happy with this design and I now have some hands-on testing and know what to look for, I'll share my issues with this Milescraft and how it could be modified to be better. I'll also take a look at how some popular brands and budget brands compare and make a recommendation for what I think I should have bought instead. I do not have sponsorships, and I'm just sharing my experience, hoping to help you, the viewers, spend your money wisely. I am accustomed to countersinks and cutting plugs, which are very versatile and cheaper initially than pocket hole jigs and clamps, so maybe something worth considering too. So why I chose the Milescraft in the first place? Does it drill pocket holes? Yes. Is it cheaper than Craig? Yes, but possibly only slightly. I bought this tool at around $70 off Amazon and see it now listed at $85, while a very comparable Craig is just $5 more expensive at $90. Is there a lot more aluminum instead of plastic like the Craig? Yes. This is the main reason Milescraft tools appeal to me, and clearly they are pushing that fact. They seem to be a little more durable at the lower cost than Craig, maybe saving paying all the influencers to show their half-baked builds like Craig does. Also give Milescraft credit that the adjustable drill block is clearly innovative compared to the competition and not just a Craig knockoff like many other jigs. So where does it all go a bit sideways? After unboxing and quickly screwing in the clamp plate, the first thing I noticed are the markings. The indicator lines don't go all the way to where the wood will be clamped, and there's no centering mark for the board, which makes the measurement for the pocket hole locations basically irrelevant. Milescraft boasts that the all-metal design is best for precision, but they clearly don't care much about precision. I really wonder if anyone tested this product or if they just went straight from CAD to production. Next, the board clamp is great, much easier than clamping a pocket hole block to a board. This is the main reason I purchased one of these, and probably why you might be considering one too. It holds boards securely, well, only initially. The locking nut loosens up after about 6 pocket holes if tightened by hand. The instructions in Milescraft videos say to tighten by hand, but that ain't working. If you grab a 13mm or half-inch wrench and try and lock it down, say a quarter of a turn, that may get you about 20 pocket holes before it loosens up. It's frustrating, but you can feel it start to loosen up as you clamp the board and retighten. It shouldn't result in the board moving or a bad pocket hole. If I can find a proper fitting lock washer and wing nut, I'd really like to try and fix this and not have to grab a wrench to use the tool anyway. This model has the clamp pad to clamp it to a workbench, which I use, or could also be hard mounted to something more permanent. With it clamped, a vac hose hooked up, and or the force of the drill bit, the whole tool rotates and slides slightly on my workbench as I use it. With the slick aluminum bottom, it really isn't a surprise. Or also due to the fact that the clamp section angles up, so it helps lift the rest of the tool off a level surface. Some quick non-slip pads would solve this, another future modification. Since I mentioned the vac hose, this has 2 connection points to give you some flexibility to connect without an additional adapter. This seemed great. I hooked up to the smaller connector and was frankly pretty disappointed with the dust collection. Dust and small chips flying out when you remove the drill bit, dust building up at the bottom where the workpiece clamps. I had to accept that the dust collection wasn't great. Only when I was taking additional video for this review did I realize that the small connector leaves a gap to lose suction pressure at the hose connection area. I switched to a larger connector and the dust collection is significantly better. There's quite a bit of open area near the drill blocks due to the blocks being adjustable, but at least it's providing suction in the right general area. So ignore the worthless smaller connection and plan to connect to the 2¼ inch ID or 2½ inch OD. Okay, maybe it's not completely worthless, I'll admit it's better than not vacuuming. Next, for the actual pocket holes. There are clear indications for half or 3/4 and so on. This assumes connecting them in 90 degrees. When you follow the instructions, use some plywood and the screws are poking out the bottom. Now, I don't think I can blame Milescraft here. I know plywood is slightly less thick than listed, just like 2x4s, but not as drastic. So should these be set up to accommodate typical plywood thickness? I don't know. Feel free to drop a comment on what you think below. Assuming you aren't planing your own stock to the perfect dimensions, you will need to do some calculations, measurements, or tests to get the right drill bit depth. Let me show you how I set up these boards on this jig, since the measurement system's pretty worthless. I wanted a pocket hole equally spaced on each side and one in the middle. To accommodate that, I set the drill guides equally spaced from the center, but I aligned the board to the edge of the jig. Drill one side, set it to the other side of the jig, drill the other side. Then I measured out how to use the right drill guide to hit center by using a drill bit on the side of the jig to just align the board. This obviously took some measuring and still may be within an eighth because of the lack of clear lines on the drill blocks. So I made it work, but I haven't yet gotten through all the bad. Not quite yet. I've got a lot of tear out on this plywood. Doesn't matter drilling speed, going fast or slow, tear out happens. This is pre-finished UV plywood, so that may be making it a bit worse. And using half-inch plywood, the heads of appropriately sized 1-inch screws can still stick out slightly. But again, probably not a Milescraft issue. Just with half-inch plywood, the margins are very tight for pocket screws. Maybe other techniques would be best. After maybe 50-ish pocket holes, you can see wear marks on the drill blocks. Seems surprising for such little use. Milescraft is a star drive while Craig uses square. I personally prefer square just from boat building and removing old screw heads, but that's again just a minor inconvenience and personal preference. So some good. The tool tray is nice and uses a magnet to stay in place. The drill bit also cuts very smoothly and seems comparable quality to a Craig that I've used in the past. It drills pocket holes. It comes with some screws to test it out and a long star bit. The locking collar on the drill bit does stay securely in place. I tested with some tape just to make sure. While doing my research, I did see that replacement parts are available, which seems nice if the drill blocks wear out or you need a new bit, or if I spike it and break something after drilling on the wrong side of the board. Don't judge me, things happen. The Milescraft pocket holes do seem like a nice affordable option compared to Craig, regardless of what jig is used. The L block and drill guides can also be removed and clamped to the board for a portable option. So let's take a look at some of the competition. The Craig K4 is mainly plastic, but the bit guides and important parts are all metal. There are plastic markers for where the pocket holes are being drilled that go all the way to the board, but at $90 I can't really recommend it. I do have to admit a bias that I also dislike many of the Craig influencers. I've seen too many shaker doors with exposed pocket holes on the back that really just grind my gears. Moving on to Vever, I don't know, whatever. It seems like a steal at 45 bucks on sale or 53 without the sale. Comes with a clamp, some wide board supports, all metal, but no vacuum attachment or measurement marks leave me wanting something else. The Masaka M1 looks pretty good, but again, $90. Grizzly sells one of their own brand that looks too basic to even really consider, no markings or vacuum attachments. There's also a Shopfox one, but the screw board clamp would prevent me from spending my money that way. If I had to buy one now, I think I would go with this Going Make, whatever brand that is. It's on sale for $50. It has a dust port attachment, all metal, and has great markings to show the distance from the edges and between the holes. I do question how durable the drill bits are, but it comes with two of them that claim to have a titanium coating, and you could always use another brand in the future. I would also want to make sure that the block is secure with the thumb screws. Any movement could mess up your product, but lots of brands are using this type of design. Going Make looks to have various other jigs and woodworking tools. I might be in the market for a 90-degree track saw clamp too. Anyway, my Milescraft got the job done, but man, a 2.0 would be nice with some of the improvements suggested. Also, don't discount how much you can do with a much cheaper countersink bit and a plug cutter. I'll leave links in the description. Please consider using if you're in the market for a jig I mentioned. I hope you found this helpful and can use this information to spend your money wisely. Please consider liking, subscribing, dropping a comment, or checking out this Milescraft hinge jig video next.